Hey there! Welcome back, people, and a huge welcome to my Thrival tribe. If you haven't met me before, my name is Lexi Tommy, and this is my Thrival guide. Every Thursday, I sit down and I talk to you about how to get your life together. It's a fun little channel on adulting, and it's going to help everything in your day-to-day go much smoother. So keep watching today and subscribe below so I can keep coming back every Thursday. Welcome to a beautiful summer. So to date, in this Simple Summer series, I have been showing you how to streamline your tasks and responsibilities so you can get your butt out of that house and soak up every second of summer. But today I'm busy prepping for you for your back to school upcoming list. In my last video, I gave you some easy ideas for back to school. Today, however, I want to go through some easy ideas on how to cut expenses and make your back to school more affordable. So many people that I come into contact with, not just in my career, but day to day, my friends, people that I'm in contact with, people in my kids' play groups, they are literally living paycheck to paycheck. They are overpaying in every category. So if I have a way to save you time and money in your day, in your week, in your month, ongoing, I'm gonna flag you down and let you know this is one of them. Today, I'm going to share with you a few of the ways that I've helped people along the way save money on back to school costs. Last week, as I mentioned, back to school starts in June, not in August. In June, the kids come home, they have their school supplies, you go through them, you see what's usable, what you can still save for the ongoing year. You take your school supply list. If you have it already, thank you to my school who provides it at the end of the year. But if you have your school supply list already for the upcoming year, you go through what you have already and you cross it off the list. You bag up those supplies and you put them aside for the upcoming year. The erasers, the pencils, the pencil sharpeners, the pens, the rulers, the scissors, and the good working pencil cases. If I were to lose track of it, or toss it, or set it aside and forget about it, I would look at buying all of those things again come August. You don't need to buy these things brand new every year. It doesn't sound like a big deal, but it can be, and it can be for many people. Buying those items I just mentioned over again in August, just because I didn't keep track of them, that could run me like $50. $50 can make a big difference in somebody's world. That can mean groceries for the week sometimes. Sometimes that can mean buying the soccer shoes that they needed for soccer. Keep track of the stuff that you don't need to buy again and make use of it. The 3-ring zippered binders, and the sneakers that could have transitioned to sneakers for outdoors, maybe some loose leaf, maybe the backpack's still good. Maybe you can get away with using the lunch kit again and the glue sticks, the zip drives, or a wireless mouse, the colored dividers, the duotangs, and the earphones. That could run you total another $150. I just keep track of it. Anything that's still in good quality, I tuck it away and I use it for the upcoming year. Also, just make a quick note. If one child doesn't need it, check the other child's list. Maybe you have another sibling you can pass those items down to so that you don't need to buy the items for them as well. But I do have a few hints that I think will be really helpful in this time of year. The first is buy quality products on time. Buy fresh, high quality items that are going to last when they're on sale. It sounds super simple, but when you go and look at some of the deals out there, they're not really deals at all. Let's say you were to buy a big multi-pack of markers and you have a bunch of kids. Go ahead, buy that big pack. When you break it down per kid, it actually can work out to be quite inexpensive. Buy fresh, high quality markers that you buy once and that are gonna last the whole year, rather than buying the cheap and expensive ones that you have to buy over and over again. Along with that, lots of times you need crayons. Invest in those Crayola twistable crayons. They come in a long stick with a big hard plastic sheath and they're twistable. They have a hard shell that protects them. They're easy to hold, they're easy to use, they're easy to store, and they're easy to save for the upcoming year. You're gonna buy less in the long run. Buy high quality runners. I remember my husband taking my daughter to the store one day when he realized that she was no longer fitting her running shoes. She picked out from a discount store the perfect pair of sparkly Elsa running shoes. They were absolutely fabulous for about a second. And then the Velcro ripped off. They were all fuzzy. They started getting holes. These are indoor shoes. They lasted 2 months. And I said to myself, never again. Trust me, one pair of really good quality runners may bite a little in the beginning, but they are going to last all year. And trust me, if your children's feet aren't growing too fast, and you can somehow transition those runners for the upcoming year to be outdoor runners, you are golden, honey. A backpack is also a huge investment when you think about it. Backpacks can be so expensive. It's hard to know the kinds that you need. I'm gonna run down very quickly where I get mine and the things that I'm looking for when I'm buying them. I buy my kids great quality, higher end backpacks in a dark, solid color. And I do that because they look cleaner. The child doesn't get sick of the pattern as quickly. They don't resemble a trend that's happening that's then out the next year. They last the races. And if you can, look for a rubberized bottom along the base and along the bottom of the bag to make sure that it's going to last the impact of them tossing it on the floor every single day. When I go and drop my child off at school, I realize they take that bag from the top and they swing it across the floor. Trust me, get the rubberized bottoms, the backpacks will last a lot longer. Another thing I look for, if you're going to look for a bag with a water bottle pocket or a sleeve on the side, get one that actually has a solid sheath that is of the backpack material or of that like solid wetsuit material. Don't get anything that has a water bottle sheath made out of mesh because it catches on stuff. And the second that it catches on stuff, it becomes a little more brittle. There's one little hole, all of a sudden it bursts. So it's important to get one that is a solid piece on the side of the bag if you need one at all. Along with a good quality backpack, it's really important to pick out a couple of other things that are quality intentioned. A couple of good quality pencil cases that have a really easy sliding, solid feeling zipper, a really good lunch kit, and awesome quality lunch containers. These things are really good investments. Try to get them in solid colors like I mentioned, or try to get them in something that's not a pattern that's gonna go out, but the child still likes it. If you can get it to have a couple compartments so that you can use it that way and don't have to buy containers, or if you do have containers already like bento boxes, get them to fit comfortably in the lunch bag so there's not a lot of sloshing around, but also so it doesn't overstretch the zipper. Quality in these items means less buying, less to remember, less waste. It's gonna save you in the long run. Next, follow the school supply list. Sometimes people go there without the list. They just randomly buy a bunch of different things they think their children will need. Or they go there for like loose leaf and pens and highlighters, and they come home with like $300 worth of stuff that they didn't need. Going to buy school supplies without a list is really like going grocery shopping hungry. You never want to do it. If you do not have a list, if you do not have the plan, you will go to the store and you will overshop. It's guaranteed. Have your list ready ahead of time so you know what you need for each child. Make sure that you mark off what you have already that you've saved from June. Reuse the scissors and the pencil cases and the erasers, etc. You know, when this stuff goes to the school new, oh, what a beautiful sight. But 2 days in, it looks the same as the stuff came home in June. Just use it. If you have it, use it. If it's still good, save the environment and your wallet. Next, break larger packages. You can break up larger packages amongst siblings. No child ever went through 12 pencils in a school year. On my daughter's school list this year, it called for 20. So instead, buy that 20 pack, but give each child 5 pencils. And if they run out of pencils, let the teacher know you have more at home and you can send them with them the next day. And trust me, if you do run out, you can always buy more pencils. Next, consider looking at places like Winners in the off season for backpacks and lunch kits. When it's back to school time, they have so many that are discounted that were just off sales from the year before. And if you do buy them off season, it just means that you're spreading out that financial impact just a little smoother. I know this is how I buy my children's clothing. Lots of times they're odd sizes because it always seems to work out that when I'm looking for an item, I can never find it. When you're trying to save money on back to school, also think to yourself, can it hold off? I mean, not everything can hold off. You've got to send your kid with some supplies. But back to that pencil situation. Do they have a couple pencils from last year that you can tuck in the pencil case until the pencils go on sale? Or can the pencil case last a couple of months? Wait, if you can, until that second week after back to school to see if the clear out prices are on. Grab all the school supplies you need then. I had a girlfriend who always complained that her son was constantly out of school supplies. They would migrate, he would leave them laying around, and she was constantly buying school supplies for him until she didn't anymore. She started giving him 1 glue stick at a time rather than the 4 that were on the school list. The rest she would bag up at home. She communicated with her teacher and said, if he needs anything more, just write it in the communication journal and I'll send him with it the next day. It worked much better. She was able to regulate how he was keeping track of things from home. If this is a chronic problem, or if you're wondering how your child is going through their school supplies, label them. Like I mentioned in the last video, if you're able to label the school supplies and have the whole class know exactly whose pencil that is, likelihood of it getting back to your child is like 10 times over. Another good way to save big time money during back to school is stay out of the stores. Stay out of them completely. You can order all your back to school supplies on apps. You can search for the best price. You can see how many is in the quantity, and you can get them delivered right to your door if you need it. Last year, I enjoyed the Staples Online app. I used Amazon for a few odds and ends here and there. And this year, I'm making use of my points programs. I used Superstore PC points. It's something that I collect anyway. I already used them for my bulk meals in March, but I already have $75 sitting there waiting for me. If you ever take a second to do the research to find out what are good points programs and are able to, have a little bit of loyalty to those stores, you can build up those points quite quickly and they can be really helpful when you need them. And I've been hearing a lot about this Rakuten. Has anyone used it? Has anyone tried it before? Have you had any success with it? If you have, go ahead and leave that in the comments below. I'd really love to hear some feedback about it. Be an interesting thing to try out in the next upcoming year to see if I can use that on top of the online stores that I use already to get extra money back. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, go ahead and like this video and subscribe below so I can keep coming back every Thursday. And of course, like always, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for taking the time to pop by, invest in yourself and your life. Welcome, Thrivers, to my Thrival tribe. We'll see you soon.